my God, like your hair, it's natural. You cut it off. It looks so beautiful.
So she literally reaches over to touch my hair. I'm just like this. Hey guys, what's up? It's me, T.J.Maxx, and I'm back with a new video. I'm gonna be doing a get ready with me story time for you guys today. Do my makeup, talking, it's been a while. I do have like a retail horror story to tell you guys. So let's get started. Crazy, because it's Kevin's birthday. If y'all didn't know, it's July 6th. Tell him happy birthday in the comment section. Yeah, it's his birthday. Basically, if you guys didn't know, I used to work at T.J.Maxx. I worked in retail for at least like 4 years. 1 year in LA and like 3 in Texas. Once I moved here, I realized that the customers were super different than Texas. They were a lot more rude and just like shady and stuff. I became a coordinator, I think after like a few months of working at T.J.Maxx. So I had to basically oversee a lot of stuff. I was in the women's department. So I just dealt with like a lot of people, a lot of customers, a lot of questions, and even people that wanted to steal shit. And so I had to know like what brands were what, high-end brands, all of the low-end brands, stuff like that. I also had to be in charge of the front at times for customers. Whenever someone was on their lunch break, I had to go cover them and just oversee all the transactions. So we had this one lady, she was notorious for switching tickets. So she'd find like a lower end item and a higher end item and just switch them both. She was able to like tear the ticket enough so that you couldn't really see like if it was like ripped or not. And she would go in the dressing room like first and like stay in there for like at least like 30 minutes for like 1 or 2 items, and people would get like really suspicious and stuff, and we'd all be on our walkies. All of us were communicating. The first time she did it, I didn't know who she was. Apparently everyone else knew, and I was the only one that was like oblivious to the whole situation. So she did scam me the first time. It was really unfortunate that I got scammed by her. But this time I was just being a cashier. Like I think I was just like covering or something for somebody. Apparently she was in the dressing room for a super long time and she was switching the tickets, but no one really knew at this point that she was doing it at this time. So no one like was able to warn me. And this is why I got scammed by her. She got a few pieces, like some were like rag and bone, others were like Anthropology or something. They were like higher end-ish items. She put like tickets that were like $16.99, like $19.99 on these higher end items. I, as a cashier at the time, was not paying attention to that, which I should have been, but I wasn't. Let me just describe this woman for you so you guys can know how she looks. Every single time she'd walk into the store, she'd have like a different weave on. Gold teeth in her mouth and stuff. Like her nails were like super like long, like spider legs. No offense to anyone that has like long nails and stuff, but like on her it just looked really like, it looked terrible. And she always walked into the store wearing sunglasses. It's kind of a red flag. Like usually people take their sunglasses off when they're in stores and stuff to look at clothing items and stuff. And at this point in time, she walked into the store with her daughter. Like her daughter looked like she was in high school or something. And her, the mother, looked like she was like early 30s, maybe mid 30s. And then she came up to the front where I was a cashier. So she's giving me all these items and stuff, and like I think in my head like I wasn't thinking about it, but I kind of knew something was off. She was like trying to hold conversation and she was complimenting me like a lot, and I don't know why she was doing that. To me it just seemed like it wasn't as genuine as it could be. I'm ringing up her items not knowing that all the tickets are pretty much switched on the items. So after I looked at her total, I was like, man, you got like a really good deal, and my stupid ass is not realizing that all the tickets were being switched. But later my manager told me that it was fine, that I didn't know, but next time to like look out for stuff like that, because like that's where they get us the most, is like, or not the most, but like that's where they get us as far as stealing goes. They switch the tickets and then they don't have to pay as much money. He's handing me all the items and stuff. She's just like really trying to hold conversation, and her daughter is like, you know, like if you're nervous, you start like tapping your foot. Her daughter was just kind of like moving repeatedly, and it was kind of weird to me. Like she seemed kind of anxious. And the mom was like,
oh crap, I forgot something.
And then I was like, oh, if you want to go get it, you're welcome to. It's only one item, so it shouldn't take that long. It's fine. And it was this jacket, like a rag and bone jacket she was really wanting. So I told her that she could go get it. And keep in mind, at this point in time, I knew that she had already scammed me, but I didn't want to say anything because I already rung up all the items and she already paid for everything. So I was like, all right, go get the item. And I kind of just knew that she was gonna pull one on me again and try to like switch the ticket because she already got away with all this other shit. So she brings the item up. It was a rag and bone jacket, and she had put a $16.99 ticket on that shit, you guys. And I'm like, I look at the department, it didn't match. It was like a juniors department or something. I'm like, oh man, this doesn't like fit the ticket. Like it doesn't match on like the item. And she like goes from like smiling to me and laughing and giggling and stuff to just like super annoyed. Like her mood just changed. My daughter was like looking at me like she was gonna kill me or something. The daughter was like, "Mom, let's go, let's go, let's go." And so they both like end up like leaving, and the mom is like, "Okay, well, whatever, thank you, bye." And she just gave me attitude and stuff. And I didn't think anything of it. I was like, "Oh shit, I just got scammed by this lady that's always in here." Oh well. So after that, you know, they leave and stuff. The second time she came in the store, I was closing that day, and I wasn't a cashier. I was just like on the floor, just fixing stuff, doing all the merchandising and everything. And then she comes up to me with this item. And this time around, she has not black hair, but blonde hair. Still the same gold teeth. Her nails are different. They're still super long. She like has on sunglasses, and it's like 7 p.m. It's already like pretty much dark outside, and she still has on the sunglasses. I don't understand why. Asked me, "Oh, could you look for a ticket for me?" And I'm like, sure. And I'm already like telling my manager on the walkie, like, "Hey, she asked me to look for a ticket." And my manager like gives me the okay to look for it. It was like $16.99 or something like that. So I make the ticket for her. I'm thinking it's our item in the store, like that's why she asked me to find a ticket for it, but turns out that was her item. All right, so I'm like trying to take the item from her, and she's like, "No, this is mine." And I'm like, "Oh, well, why'd you ask me to make a ticket for you?" And then she starts like stuttering and stuff and saying, "Oh, well, you know, I just wanted to see what the price was." And I'm like, "Well, you've already purchased it, like, I don't understand." So we were just going back at it, and then she just like walks away from me. I'm telling the manager like what's going on and stuff, and she's like, "Oh, she's probably gonna try to return the item for credit at a different store because we just made her a ticket." And I'm just like, this bitch just scammed me again. She really just did. And luckily this time it wasn't a lot of money or anything, so I wasn't like, it wasn't terrible or whatever. But like, she scammed me again. Luckily, before she left her ID card. It's not right, but if you're trying to like steal like food for your family and those type of situations, like that makes more sense than trying to steal materialistic things like higher end brands and shit like that. To me, that really irks me. Stealing is never okay. I'm not saying that it is okay, but to me, it's just mind boggling to like see like a family just trying to like take materialistic shit, and that doesn't make any sense to me. So this time she goes into the dressing room once again, and she tries to like switch the tickets once again. Her boyfriend, I see him like waiting in the dressing room area, and she's talking to my friend that's at like the dressing room, like, "Hey, they're back. They're gonna try to switch tickets again, like most likely. I'm just gonna let you guys know, don't let her like switch anything. Just like try to count her items and let her know." So my friend is letting her know, like after she comes out of the dressing room, that none of the tickets match. So she switches the tickets again, and they let me know that she has the switch tickets and for me to catch it at the front. And at this point, I'm not a cashier. I'm actually in charge in the front. So I'm the one that looks at all the transactions and makes sure everything runs smoothly and all that stuff. I'm in charge at this point, which was good for me and bad for her, because I was definitely going to catch it and I was not gonna let it slide. I let the person in the back that was in charge like know also, like, "Hey, she's trying to steal." And so she comes up in the front the first time just to say hi to me, because she knew last time that she like pissed me the off. And I think with people like her, they'll try to like act normal and so that they can get away with something a lot easier and like, you know, buddy with you, even though like they know that you know that they steal shit or that they are dishonest about something. So so she's trying to like say hi to me and stuff. At this point, I had my natural hair. The other times before, I just had like my straight hair, and I hadn't cut my hair at that point. So at this point, my hair is natural. Comes up to the front to me to tell me hi, like, "How are you?" I wasn't like joking with her and all that good stuff. Like, I wasn't doing any of that. So she tries to reach over and she's like,
"Oh my God, like your hair, it's natural. You cut it off. It looks so beautiful."
So she literally reaches over to touch my hair. I'm just like this. I'm not comfortable with people touching my hair. Like she like looks at me up and down and then like walks away or something. But she's like, "Okay, I'll be back." And I'm like, "All right." So meantime, her boyfriend is like waiting in the dressing room for her. And I know that she's up to some shit. Like she's looking at different like clothing and stuff and like trying to hide behind like all the racks and everything. And after like I think 30 minutes or so, she comes back up to the front with like a bunch of clothing items in her like cart and everything. And my manager just tells me to like stay next to any person that she's going to come up to at the register, because a lot of people at that time were new and they didn't know that she'd be like trying to steal stuff. And so I'm like, all right, I'll stay next to whoever is checking her out at the register. So I do. And she's asking me,
Like, why are you here? Like, why are you at the register?
There was like a couple of people at the other registers, and she was like,
oh, well, why can't you go over there to them?
you know, she's new, I'm gonna help her out and everything. I just want to make sure everything runs smoothly. So I'm looking at all the clothes that she brings up, and this lady has switched the tickets yet again to all of the higher end brands. And I'm like, ma'am, these tickets are switched. Well, I didn't tell her that they were switched, but I was like, ma'am, these tickets don't match. Like, that's the wrong department. These items are supposed to be like way higher in price. She starts to get pissed off. She's like,
well, I just found them like that.
I was like, well, we'll have to go find a new price for all of them. So meanwhile, I find all the ticket prices and I show her that these are the tickets that are supposed to be on there. And I'm like, all right. So she's like kind of annoyed at this point, like kind of pissed off, and she goes back to the floor. And like she like sees me and she's like looking for me and stuff, and I'm just watching her. I go to the other end of the counter and I see her back in line. So I go to whichever register she's at. So she goes up to my friend at the register. Super nice girl, you guys. I walk up to the register and I want to be there and see if she's switching any more tickets. I wasn't going to let it happen again. So I'm there. And she's like,
what are you doing here? Like, why are you here?
As I said before, I'm here to oversee the transaction. And she's like,
do you have to stand here? Like, why are you standing here? Like, you might as well ring me up.
I'm like,
sure, I'll ring you up. I don't have a problem with that.
She was like, no, I don't want you to ring me up. I want her to ring me up. Just, you need to leave. And I'm like, I'm not leaving this register. It's not gonna happen. I'm gonna stay right here where I am. It's all gonna be good. It's gonna be gravy. I'm not moving. And then she starts cussing. She's like, man, this fucking bitch. Like, why are you here? She's just cussing up a storm. Her voice just starts to get louder and louder and louder. And then she's like,
you ugly bitch. You nappy-headed bitch. And I'm just like, your hair looks so nappy, like it's like this and that.
And then she starts to continue to talk about my hair. I took all the clothes that she was trying to steal or switch the tickets to. I took them away, I walked away. And like, she's still talking. I told my manager to come up to the front so she can handle her and shit. And my manager's like, you can't talk to my employee like that. Like, that's not cool. And so she starts cussing at my manager. My manager's like laughing and shit like that. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on right now? So to anyone out there that ever uses the word nappy or to describe someone's hair, it's not okay. I feel like that's not okay at all. That was made by white people back in the day to make us seem like our hair that was not loose in curls or like straight to seem like it was a negative hair texture if your hair is kinky, right? It's so funny to me how like black people use that shit to like tell other people how their hair is. I feel like that's not the right term to use for somebody's hair texture. For me, I was really shocked. I wasn't really like hurt or anything. I'm gonna have an update soon on my natural hair as well, so you guys can see that and see how I cornrow my hair underneath my wigs and how I take care of it, all that good stuff. But the fact that she went there was completely wrong, and there are people out there that are like that. If you guys want to hear more like story times from me in the future about like retail and what I went through, let me know, because I do have more to tell you guys. So now I'm gonna go into my Tarte Pro Glow palette that you guys saw in the last video that I did. And I'm gonna use the color, I guess it's the color, the shade, I guess. It's called Lit. And it's like a gold highlight, so you guys can see right now. And you guys, I know, were like commenting in my last video where I got this hair from. And I think I posted, it's a 360 lace frontal wig that I showed you guys in my other video. I'll go ahead and link it in this video too, so you guys can go ahead and check it out. It's still there. Alright guys, so I think that's gonna be it for the video today. I told the story and I told it before I finished my makeup. That's okay. I'll talk to you guys next time. Let me know if you want to see more of these types of like get ready with me's or just other story times that I have from working in retail or just any story time in general. Let me know down in the comment section below. Remember to wish Kevin a happy birthday, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.